Okay, folks. When last we left off, things was like this. So I decided I'd go ahead and do all the other research off camera so that you guys didn't have to sit there and watch me while I did it. In case you can't tell, let me get a better color. I realized last time that this stuff here doesn't show up very well. This is an enemy nest. There's also an enemy nest over in this direction, which on the map is here and here. So I fought with those things for a while. These low level enemies right here, these are your basic biters. That's why I came after them with the pistol here. Pistol with 9 shots. Yeah, that's gonna do some damage. Let's see. What's this one? Oh yeah, my Trail of Carnage. I bet you'll never guess what they did. Even more carnage. Here I am getting my military upgrade of an SMG. As you can see, I have yet to research any of the other junk associated with this tier. This one right here, this one right here, and this one right here are all very important. But this one is the most important. All that we'll get into later. So this is an overall map of my area. As you can see, the enemy nests I pointed out are here and here. As you can see, the pollution is spreading rather quickly all around the area. And of course, as soon as one of these red squares hits a nest, they come after you. So you've got to be careful about that. Or you got to at least have enough guns to, get them to leave you alone. What's this one? And this is me speeding up iron production. See, this right here, this is a neat little trick. If you can figure out how to use it to better effect, please do. But basically, every little square of conveyor belt has 2 sides. But if you just tell an arm to put something on it, it's only going to use 1/2 of it. So to get the full effect of using both sides of the belt, you have to have a belt feeding in on both sides. It's a neat trick, but personally, I never really found much of a use for it. Here's my production screen. Getting about 96 ore per minute, about 48 plates per minute, 12 research per minute, or is it 1 research per 12 minutes? I really don't know. Yeah, it must be 1 per 12. But anyway, there's that. There's how much electricity I'm using per... No, that's pollution. How much pollution I'm generating per device that generates pollution. The largest being the mines, of course. Right now, as you can tell, the planet, the trees, and the dirt itself are not able to filter out all the carbon that I'm pushing out into the air, as you could tell by the little halo around my base in the other picture. And what's this doohickey about? Yes, this is all the things that I've killed up to this point. It got bigger, I assure you. Here's me fighting a nest. This time I actually have the machine gun armed in case you can't see that down there in the corner. The machine gun and the better armor. These guys here, these are worms. They act like gun turrets for the bugs, and they shoot acid at you. Like all this stuff here is acid. Of course, they only have a limited range of how far they can shoot, but if the acid gets on you, not only does it hurt you over time, but it sticks to you and makes you slower, so you're easier to hit again and again and again. You can get comboed pretty easily. As you can tell by how much HP I lost, even in this newfangled armor. I want to say that's maybe... two... That's maybe 2/3 of it right there, and... What, I maybe stood in that range for like half a minute? I'm approaching it from a different angle this time. As you can see, I managed to kill the worm here, and now I'm doing direct damage to the hive here. These are actual biters. Like the ones I was fighting before were small, but now the hive is adapted and it's sending larger specimens after me. What's this one? And this is when I finally killed it, because of course I had to go around the other side again in order to stay out of range of their turret. But I did eventually destroy the nest. With no nest, there's no spawner. With no spawner, I can just keep kiting this guy within his range and not have to worry about any of it. As soon as I get things like explosives and whatnot, this is going to be so much easier. What's this one about? I don't know what this one's about. So later, I actually researched steel. As you can see up in the top corner here, I'm trying to get a new pickaxe so I can have new tools. So what I did, as you can tell, I have these two belts which are feeding the main iron into this smelter here. The arm into the smelter, into the arm, into the box. This box is not only sending it to the research device, but is also hooked up to this arm, which sends it to this box, or this box, one or the other. Turn it sideways, look, it's a Picasso. One or the other, which makes steel. And of course, when I finally make steel, I have access to better stuff. Huh. So this is a road. You can make roads. You walk faster on them, but really there's not much of a point to it. There's like 5 different kinds of roads, and they only speed you up a little bit. Once you get a car or a tank, you really don't need these. But but the cars and tanks move even faster on roads anyway. So really don't need them. But I put it in there so that I'd have a quicker way to get back to my power plants. What's this one about? I think that's back with the other nest. Okay. So I researched green research. Hold on to your hats. This is where it's going to get convoluted. This one right here makes green research that goes into the researcher. But in order to make the green research, you need conveyor belts and arms. This one makes the conveyor belts. As you can see in this image right here, in order to make conveyor belts, you need both gears and plates to go in to a machine, which puts the stuff into this machine that puts it into this machine. These two mines supply this whole line. Now here we have the machine that makes arms. So what I did was way up at the top here, I increased my copper production. All the copper goes into this box. A piece of it gets smelted here. It goes into this machine that goes into this machine. At the same time, there's these mines here. These mines feed into this machine, well, that forge, and this forge. This forge here makes plates that go into this machine that helps make the arms. These other plates here go into this forge that make them into plates for this one. This mine way down here takes ore, puts it in this forge here. This forge puts them in there. And that makes gears that comes all the way down here into this machine, which goes into this machine, which finally goes into this machine. So in other words, I had to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new mines, like 8 new forges, and a whole buttload of conveyor belts just to get green research. And in case you're wondering, yes, it did take hours for me to get to this point. And again, in case you're wondering, no, this isn't even the tip of the iceberg. Considering we haven't gotten to black, blue, purple, or gold, or white. I think I did that in the wrong order, but you get my point. So, yeah, there's that. But green research will automatically be filled into my researcher device, which that'll be good for the time being, but I'll have to completely reorganize absolutely everything. Is this the picture I just had? Yes, that's the picture I just had. Okay, so this is the view of my base after I've installed that next research line. This whole thing is the green research. This whole thing is the red research. This here is a little road that I built in order to get to my generators faster. Yes, in case you're wondering, all of this, the whole thing, is still powered by those 3 steam engines. Each of them is more or less at half capacity, which means I'm probably going to need another pump before too long. The light blue lines, I suppose you would call those turquoise, are of course the electricity. And these little circles here, these are where I put gun turrets. Now, as you can tell, I put some gun turrets and some overlapping fire right about here. And there's one right there. When the pollution reaches a bug's nest, the bugs will spawn, and they will immediately try and attack the nearest source of pollution. So if they can't go directly through here, they'll either go all the way down here and go here. Or they'll go all the way over here and through here. Either way, I'm covered for that area. There are more nests in every direction here, but I don't have to worry about them because they're not around here. So far, so good, shall we say. Hey, look, it's a butterfly. Butterfly. Okay. Uh, yeah. It literally took me 2 days to set all this up. That's why it's taken 2 days to get to this point. You should be lucky that I didn't record every single minute of footage, because as long as it takes me to explain this, it takes 4 times as long to actually do this. So, with that, I will see you guys when I have my next overall development, whenever the heck that is.